think the message here is that hard work and family values are winning out right now. We knew that this was going to be a hard race from the beginning. We knew that we would have to put in the work and meet with people across the state for the first year, which is what we did. And we had a great message coming out and talking about bringing back schools. We need to bring back the education system in the state of Michigan. Right now, we're 38th in the nation. We are on path to be in the bottom 5 states in the nation by 2030. Parents are engaged in a way they've never been engaged before because of COVID. So this message is really resonating with people. We are going to bring back education and also safe cities. We have a governor who has been talking about she believes in the spirit of defund the police. Our police officers don't feel like they have support. We need to bring back support for our police. We need to bring back respect for rule of law and make sure that they have the funding they need to keep our city safe. And also, you guys saw the lockdowns during COVID. You saw that we couldn't take a motorboat out. You saw
her husband could.
Pardon me?
Gretchen Whitmer's husband thought he could.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Those of us who lived there, yes, we couldn't even plant seeds. But she also shut down businesses, and she shut down our restaurants longer than any other state. We had restaurants closed for 8 full months.
Yikes.
Now I have these people that are saying, wow, we really want to get rid of her, but you need to understand that her reign continues. Her administration, her bureaucracy is still going after us and shutting us down, citing us, fining us. We're just not a friendly environment for job creators. So we've talked about that as well, and it's really resonating.
Yeah.
When you're out there campaigning, what kind of comments are you getting from voters when it comes to things like schools and like crime, the issues that you're mentioning here that you're focusing on?
Well, with schools especially, our students are really behind. In fact, I spoke to a mom just 2 days ago, and she said, I'm incredibly involved in my son's life. Her son is the same age as my twins, just going into 4th grade. She said, he is really behind in reading, and there's just no help. I have a friend who's a teacher who's trying to help outside of school, and we still can't get him caught up. Now, these are kids that have parents that are super involved, but I know this because we ended up in the same situation where your 1st grade year, you're really out of school for a couple of years. And those are really critical moments, critical points in time for reading. From kindergarten to 3rd grade, you're learning to read. From 3rd grade on, you're reading to learn. So if we miss that crucial step, we're seriously behind. In the state of Michigan, our literacy exams just came back, and 50% of our 3rd graders failed. Now, the governor had the opportunity to pass a bill that would have allowed reading scholarships, but she doesn't like the idea of anything going to parents having any control over education, so she vetoed that bill. Now we're seeing this crisis in literacy in the city of Detroit. We had nearly a 90% failure rate on that literacy exam.
Right.
So parents are really engaged with how do we get our kids just caught back up to where they need to be after this once in a lifetime education crisis. And then how do we get the entire education system back on track?
It's shocking that, this should even be close to a 50-50 proposition at this point. Look, like I am a Michigan blood. I mean, my father grew up in Grosse Pointe Farms. If I had taken a wrestling scholarship to Ohio State, I would have been disowned. So like Michigan runs deep in my blood. But the thing that I get is there's people out there that are still pro-Whitmer. She has a massive war chest. She is a machine on the political scale, as much of a bad policy person as she is. What's the tactic to beating her?
Right, because we do need to win over our independents, and we do need to win over some of those Democrats. And I really think it's this family-friendly approach that we're going to not only make sure that we get back on track in education, but we're going to help families get there. We're also going to look at ways to make sure that we don't have any more expense in the state of Michigan. Inflation is a huge factor in all of these elections. Right now, this governor wants to shut down a pipeline in Michigan because she's also radical on her energy policy. And she's talking about shutting down this pipeline that would increase gas prices. It would increase energy prices. People would pay more to heat their homes in the winter. It would increase gas at the pump. It would increase flights into the state of Michigan. We cannot have any more increased cost in the state of Michigan. And that message is resonating. When we go to people in the state and say, we are going to make sure your costs don't increase, and we're going to look for ways to reduce taxes. That's resonating because we're in the top 10 in the nation for taxes on the middle class. And we have an opportunity there to say, we're going to make it less expensive and more exciting and more prosperous to live in the state of Michigan.
Tudor, on top of being a Michigan resident, you mentioned yourself, you're a mom, you're dealing with what residents are also dealing with when it comes to those increased costs, inflation, gas, all of that. You're at CPAC right now. Quickly here, do you have a final message for voters and for viewers at home who are listening to you?
Yeah, I think this is the year that we come back with those traditional American family values into our states. And just remember that we look back at 2020 and we realize just how important states' rights are, just how much power our governors actually have. And that can be the difference between a great education for your child and a governor who's owned by the teachers' union bosses. And that can be the difference between safe cities and a governor who's letting people out of the having rogue prosecutors that are letting people right back out on the streets. It can be the difference between job creators moving to the state and job creators looking outside of your state because they want a state that's friendly to them.
Right.
But Michigan is going to be all those things. We're going to have a great education. We're going to have safe cities, and we're going to be the best place to take your business in the entire country.
Tudor Dixon, a lot of passion there. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number. 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309 or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532. Thank you.